can see, is our very special guest, Dr. Hannan El Basha. How are you?
I'm fine, Stefan. How are you today?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Um, let's read out the sponsored message from Nelson Power Property. The podcast is sponsored by Nelson Power Property, awarded the best real estate agency for 2019. Nelson Power Property has been operating in Qatar for more than 10 years, helping families find their home, individuals purchase their next investment, and companies move to their new offices. With Nelson Park's team of more than 30 agents, they are confident of helping you make the right decision for your real estate needs. Get in contact with Nelson Park Property on 5551-7567 or visit www.nelsonparkproperty.com. We want this show to be a positive and uplifting podcast, so hopefully if you've been following it, you've got something from it. Hopefully we've brought value while you're being stuck indoors. We want you to go away feeling revitalized and ready to face another day. We are going to bring you experts in their field of business to let you know how they are dealing with this current situation and what measures they have taken to get through this storm. We also want to hear from entertainers. I've been trying to knock on entertainers' doors, but no one's coming forward yet. Come on. Look, this is the show just to get yourself noticed and get known. We're getting over, Bosco's show, it was over 1,000 viewers. So people are watching. If you want to get in contact with the show and want to be a guest, either as an expert in whatever field you're in, or you're an entertainer, please email me on network@gingercamel.com or interact on this message board. We were going to have a guest. Her name was Kimberly Sheedy, but unfortunately, she has been very busy in sorting out her business. So she will be on the show next week. So it's just me and Dr. Hannan for this very special one. So we decided that we would talk about technology and the apps that are available for you to enjoy while you're at home and help you get through this difficult time.
Yes.
So do you want to kick it off, Dr. Hannan? Which one would you recommend?
There are a few, to be honest, and the beautiful thing about the technology at the tip of our fingers is that there's a lot of content out there for free. Depends on what you're looking for. You don't have to go through the memberships, and even those that do have paid memberships or subscriptions of some sort have a lot of offers these days where you can try it out and see if it works for you. As we were saying before, and I think we've been hammering this in, all these, whatever app you are going through, whatever platform you're going through, it's very subjective. You don't have to stick with it if you don't feel comfortable. There are possibly thousands of other options that you can explore.
Absolutely.
That being said, there are very interactive apps coming out now and platforms that include more than one discipline, if you'd like to say that. So we were speaking about Gaia, for example, and that's GAIA. They do have an app. They also have a platform online. They are all about changing your perspective and your mindset about what is out there and your power within, and expanding your horizon, especially when it comes to your health, your mental wellness. And there are even some shows about UFOs and other.
Oh no, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And you said about that show, what was
Rewired for Dr.
Rewired.
Joe
So I
Dispenza.
watched the first episode the other day. So that's going to be my next
Yes.
favorite
So
series.
that's the amazing thing is it brings together personalities, and some of them you might not have heard of before, but they are stars in their field. Some of these people have been researching what they're doing for 30, 40 years, even like Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza, the same thing. And they're sharing their experience in a very simplified manner. Episodes that could be 20, 25 minutes. There are those that are longer if you'd like to, kind of expand your horizon there. I didn't know, I had not gone through all of it to realize that it also has yoga for beginners, which you have taken up from there. So Gaia is an excellent one if you really want to expand your horizon. I even did a post about it on my Facebook just saying, guys, you're missing out if you're not going through Gaia of one way or another.
Well, it's like the Netflix. It's like an alternative Netflix.
Exactly.
I feel, but also it gives you that extra with the yoga, with the meditation.
Exactly. It's about really exploring what, for example, Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton, and there's also Greg in that sense, they're really about exploring your, no, not exploring. It's about taking you beyond the parameters of your body and understanding the power that you've got within your own mind and within your body. Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of the people that had recovered through his mind and through his thoughts from a near fatal accident that left him, supposedly, as per doctors, unable to walk again, until he decided that, I'm going to shift that within me. I'm going to heal my own body through my thoughts and through my meditation and everything. And now he's went on 20, 30 years later, and he's still doing that. And he's leading thousands in live events where he is seeing, he's like, the things I was seeing, I would not have believed hadn't I witnessed them myself, through meditation and through positive thought and through controlling what you can. And of course, the extra elements of your nutrition, or I call it now, I don't call it your nutrition anymore, I call it your nourishment, because nourishment comes in so many forms. So it's not only about the food on your plate, but it's also about your relationships. It's about your mindset, the way you think. It's about your physical activity. It's about your spirituality. All of these elements come together to contribute to your nourishment, and add that to other extra elements and other extra steps that you would take, and you can be in control. Yes, I'm not saying that it is 100% effective, but it is effective to a certain degree, depending on the way you approach it and the way you think about it. I know this because I personally have spent, and I know we've spoken about this a bit, I personally have spent at least the past 2 to 3 years of my life just shifting my mindset about my relationship with my body, my relationship with food, and how my stress, for example, how to actively and consciously reduce the impact of stress. I can't reduce the stress in my life, although there are certain elements like, going back to corporate for me was a no-no, but there are the impact of stress on me has been my focus, and I've become very conscious of whether those relationships or work matters or whatever it is, that if they're going to elevate those levels, then I'm not going back. I really put on red line here, and I'm like a red flag, and say that you're not crossing there. So Gaia is a platform that is very interesting and exciting for you to explore new fields and possibly, take it up from there. You never know where you'd go. There is also another app called Calm. And there's also a book version of it. And I'm not sure if there's a website or not, but I know Calm is also, it was initiated by two gentlemen who also got burnt out, who realized that their life was, they were, on the rat race all the time, and they just needed to stop, take a breath, and live life from a mindful perspective. And Calm is about that. It's about just daily messages, tips and tricks of how to integrate and embrace mindfulness in your life. It's about how to induce some form of calm in your life. And it's just a positive, upbeat app. I believe it also has some meditation integrated into it, so you can have some guided meditation. Speaking of meditation, there's also Headspace. And Headspace is also an app that a lot of people use for meditation, especially that it takes you through some guided meditation and also the steps. I actually use it also for our son. It has, and a part of it is about kids, and it has even different age groups within the kids meditation. So, and it has different categories within those. So whether it's calm, whether it's focus, good morning, before bedtime, it's just, and you can choose 3, 6, 9 minutes. And it just helped him to kind of get his energy levels down if we're going to school and before bed sometimes. So so also Headspace is definitely a recommended one by a lot of people. Yet again, you might not feel comfortable with the voice when it comes to guided meditation. There are other apps, such as there's one when it comes to meditation as well, and one of the gurus of meditation is Deepak Chopra. Deepak has his own app that he's actually launched with Oprah, and it's called Oprah and Deepak. meditation. It's from the Chopra Center for mindful living. And what's amazing about it is that they have every, I think, 2 to 3 months, they launch a free meditation series, and that is 2 to 3 weeks long. And even if you purchase it, I believe most of them are even under $10, so you can purchase it and keep it for good. Oprah does a nice introduction, just for the relatability of how that has impacted her in her life. And then Deepak Chopra does a small intro, and then it's a guided meditation with beautiful music. They have a daily message, your guiding mantra, and there's a bit more explanation to it, just because he's been doing this also for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
He loves to share the science and the knowledge behind it. So that's another one that is also recommended. What else do we go to?
Well, I use Insight Timer. That's a meditation
Yes,
app,
heard of it.
and that shows you, once you've done the meditation, you can choose all types of different meditation, but it shows you who's meditating at the same time, and you can send them a message to say, "Oh, thank you for meditating with me,"
Okay.
and then you can see who's in the local vicinity as well, which is
that's
great.
nice. Yeah.
I haven't tried their courses. They do something for kids. There's music, there's sleep, there's timer, and then there's guided. So I've always been drawn to, and that basically has different meditations from different people, which I like.
From that perspective, you also have Mind Valley. And Mind Valley is also a wealth of information. That's for Vishen. And he also is all about taking your life and taking your mind to the next level. So they do have a lot of things out there that are free, and they do have paid master classes. So they have a master class, for example, for free, and then you can pay and then get into the course. They have some of the biggest names as well in meditation, in conscious living, in nutrition and fitness. They have Jim Quick, who's one of the gurus about learning and remembering in memory, because he was his story is really fascinating. He was labeled as the boy with a broken brain growing up. He had an issue remembering and retaining a lot of information, and growing up with that as kind of a weakness, and definitely one of the things he suffered from. Then he started realizing that he can turn that around. And now, even with live events of thousands of people, he can recall names, he can recall facts, and
Wow.
he's like, it's not a superpower, it's a trainable power, more or less. So Jim Quick is definitely one of the names that stands out in that field. What else in terms of apps? There's also, you've got, what is it? MyFitnessPal. When it comes to nutrition and exercise and stuff, MyFitnessPal is also interesting, because it also gives you knowledge. So you've got the on a daily basis, there are different articles and the new science and research that within diet and nutrition and fitness. You can keep a journal, and you've got a free version and a paid version. You can keep a journal of everything you are eating. You can upload your recipes, and it calculates for you the macronutrients, the carbs, the protein, and the whatever the contents of it. Breaks down your food, so you keep track of what you're doing. It also asks you so it kind of helps you with the assessment at the beginning. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to lose fat, build muscle, whatever it is? And then it keeps you on track, more or less. So MyFitnessPal is used by a lot of people, especially those exercising and who want to up their protein and lower their carbs, or depending on when the exercise is. Chris Hemsworth, as I was referring to before the show.
Oh yes, because I didn't know who he was, and you went,
Thor, and I was like, oh my god, how can you know?
How do you not know that?
Well, Thor, let's refer to him as Thor from the Avengers, Chris Hemsworth. He launched an app, I believe it was a couple of months ago. It's called Center, CENTR. And it's also an integrative platform. The people behind it in bringing you all the fitness, nutrition, and wellness tips are actually the team that's helped him get into the Thor physique and helped him train and eat right for that.
I love it every time you say talk about him, your eyes sparkle, and there's
I
this
can't help
huge
it.
big grin.
I'm allowed. My husband has allowed me to have him and maybe two others as those that my eyes sparkle, other than the sparkle from my husband, of course.
Absolutely, of course.
So it's really interesting because they have it also in app format, and they have the portal as a website. Now they used to have a 2-week free trial, and then you sign up depending on what kind of program you're looking for. Now they've extended, because of what is happening, they've extended the free trial to 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And it includes workouts, depending also on what you're looking for, whether you've got equipment or not. You can choose the trainer you want, if they've got male and female trainers. And what else? They have healthy recipes there, so you can also utilize the recipes that they're putting out. They have a section to support the mental and emotional well-being as well. So that is one of the nice surprises, I'll say, that has popped up lately.
So are you a subscriber to that app?
For the time being, yes. I don't know if I'm going to pay for it or not. I'm utilizing the 6 weeks to go in and check the photos.
But he's not doing any sessions, is he?
No, unfortunately not. And that's the first thing I thought, like, okay, that's going to be interesting. No. His photo's on the cover, though, so that's good for now.
That's just the incentive to press that app.
Yes. So these are just some of the examples. The point is, yet again, there are a lot of resources out there, and I think the majority of everyone that is watching us right now have some form of access to either a smart device or a smartphone. So whether it's an iPad or a tablet or a laptop or a desktop or mobile or whatever it is, there is a form where you can download some apps. You can utilize that. Also, it is very important to note that don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed with what is out there.
No.
You're not expected to download 10 to 20 apps and then keep track of all of them. Download 2 to 3, try them out 1, 2, 3 days at a time in a row, and then you can say, I'm comfortable with this. You're not comfortable with any of them, delete them.
Absolutely.
Download another 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Because what happens sometimes, I used to look at my mobile when I first started, and I was like really, really excited. And I'd find I have like 30 apps just within that folder of health and fitness. I was like, I don't know which one to follow anymore. And it just becomes intimidating as well. And you don't want to burn yourself out trying to recover from burnout. And I think that is also something we always have to be conscious of. So then then there are other apps. There are reading apps. There's Audible for audiobooks. So that is also another way to utilize the net time we were talking about before, the no extra time. Stick it in your ear as you're walking, as you're driving, as you're cooking. Also, net time that we had not spoken of before, and people sometimes overlook when our life goes back to our usual routines, are times that, for example, if you've got kids and they're going through their trainings and they have a sports session or whatever, that is net time that you can utilize. You are not expected to just sit idly and do nothing because you're driving them back and forth. Because
Very
that
true.
is time that I started utilizing so much, all the way from, like, my son was like 2 years old, possibly, when I first started the doctorate. But I used to take my research papers, and that's the time that I'll be reading and going through it while he was trying to dribble a football or something. Growing up, yes, some of us use it, of course, for socializing with other parents and kind of feeling like we're up to it. Some utilize it for walking. During that walk or run or whatever you want to do, you can also stick something in your ear and utilize that time. So you're doing double benefit for mind and body at the same time. All these times are times that you don't have to lose out of your life. You're still benefiting from. So from that perspective, you have also apps. I think there's an app, it's called, if I'm not mistaken, Blinkavist. And that is the one that kind of gives you a summary of the book, and if you're interested in it, then you go out and read it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I couldn't connect with it. I couldn't understand the concept. I don't like a book being told. I don't like being told what a book is about. But still, there are a lot of people out there that are having like very good reviews about it. There are portals. I'm not sure if they have an app or not, but there's a portal, for example, if you're looking to learn something and you're not into searching on YouTube because you get lost, then there's Skillshare. Skillshare is also a platform and a portal that has a lot of classes and a lot of structured material in whatever topic you are looking for, same as a masterclass. Masterclass is also the same thing, and masterclass brings you like Gordon Ramsay for cooking, and
There's that
you know,
sparkle again.
exactly, Anna from Vogue, I think, or for giving you how to create fashion and stuff. So it goes a big too big, but it's interesting because you're also learning. They are masters in their own fields, and you are learning their tips and tricks. The whole point with whatever aim or objective you want to do is you can stand on the shoulders of giants. You're not expected to start from scratch. There are already those that have done a lot, and they are more than happy and willing to share their tips and tricks. You take them. You are not you're not stealing or robbing or pirating whatever they are giving you. You are taking it and you're making it your own.
Absolutely.
So even when it comes to health and fitness and wellness and all of that, you don't have to take it as is. When I try to take it as is, and you know the story, I try to, do the CrossFit and do the kickboxing and eat well. And I was using MyFitnessPal to track everything. And actually, I gained weight. Why? Because my body got burnt out. I overloaded my system. I did not recover well. I did not take time to breathe in the middle. I just felt that this is what I need to do because these people are doing that. The CrossFit stars, they're training 3 to 6 hours a day, at least every single day. What's wrong with them? But even the way they do it is they have the team behind them. They have the professional team and their trainers. They have the alternate routes and medicines, and not medicines, but alternate methods of recovery, like chiro, which is the ice treatments and stuff. They have the vibrators, not the vibrators, the vibrating the vibrating devices this to stimulate the muscles recovery. So they have all of that. They have the people with the knowledge behind them. And that in essence is it. It is seeking the knowledge from those that have it. You're not expected to start from ground zero. You can start from ground 10, but you amend it and you alter it and you tailor it to your own body and your own life and your own lifestyle and your own expectations of what you're about to achieve.
Absolutely. Wow. That was amazing.
A long account. Welcome. I can't even remember any more apps. I'm just saying as we go along.
Well, I've only got a few. I don't know how many you've got now, but my morning is music, because I do a little workout at the beginning, and then I switch to Gaia for my yoga. Then I go to Insight Timer for my meditation. Then I'm on the running machine and I listen to Audible. So I download various books.
Yes.
And then that's for half an hour. And then the last half an hour, I'm listening to podcasts.
That's great.
And then when I get off, I do a bit of language training in Duolingo.
Yeah, the Duolingo, yeah, we spoke about that one
Duolingo
before.
is a great way to learn languages.
A friend of mine actually told me about it, that she's also she started learning Arabic through it, and she's a Latina, so she was interested in, in practicing. Yeah, and I'm like, I downloaded it. I would love to speak Spanish also.
Yeah.
I got a bit of French, well, more than a bit of French in school, but I never practiced, so I can kind of understand, but I can never carry a dialogue. We started German as well, but they never followed through with it. And Arabic and English, I know. So I would love to add a bit of Spanish.
Well, there you go.
To understand the songs.
So yeah, your Latino songs,
exactly.
Latino music. Now you know what they're singing about.
Exactly. So maybe this is something I would I will now. I've set the intention. I will.
No, but the only thing with Duolingo is with the Arabic and the Chinese, because I included them. I went crazy, and I think I'm learning 6 or 7 languages all at the same time. But the only thing with Arabic and Chinese is the writing so small. So, and I forget to bring my glasses down to the gym. So I'm literally going, well, I haven't got a clue what that says. And then I make so many mistakes until I get it right, because it gives you a chance to, it will repeat itself. It goes through a full cycle of the lesson, and then any ones that you got wrong, it will come back until you get it right.
Okay.
Which is great.
Okay, now I'm excited. So maybe.
No, it's brilliant.
I
just want to give a shout out to our fans that have been following us on a daily basis. Bosco has been following us since he's been on the show. So hello to Bosco. Steve Mackey has tuned in, and Dave Moore. Dave Moore's been following us the last few days. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hope this has been of value with the apps. Have you guys got any suggestions on apps that you might want us to talk about? Just type it up there. Don't be shy.
And I'm thinking, what now? I'm very, very curious about what else is on my mobile that I had maybe used or had not used before.
And are you a mobile app person where you have to have them in a certain order?
Yes. I've got OCD in that sense. Borderline OCD. I'd like to say that. Not taking away anything from anyone with any OCD issues. Things around the house generally, and that applies to my mobile, it applies to my desktop, and everything on my laptop is just, they have to be in a certain order. I can't have all the icons out and going through it. Everything has to be within the folder that is right.
So you, as you said, you've got to have a health and fitness folder, and you've got. See, I don't like that. I like to see it when I open the phone. I like to see the apps there.
Okay, but do you have them in a certain order where, like, kind of priority?
Absolutely.
Well, I have some outside. These are the fast ones like WhatsApp or phone or something.
Yes.
But then everything else, even YouTube, is within the entertainment folder. So, so that isn't even that applies to it.
No, Dave Moore says Chinese characters are normally 3 or 4 simple one together.
Okay.
Okay. And Steve Mackey, no order. Yeah, no, we can believe that, Steve. We can. I bet it's completely random.
Yeah. No, it's for me, putting things in their place as per the category has always been a thing for me. Even my books in my small bookshelf, they kind of have an order as well. Not necessarily alphabetical or color coded or anything, but it's like even by category, and that is good enough. Kitchen, same thing applies to the kitchen by category. So I've got the wooden spoons in one bucket, the metal spoons in another, which is fun. And it calms me down just knowing that things are in their place.
Absolutely. I think the less you've got out, the less randomness, it makes you more.
No, generally decluttering is an excellent way to if you do feel like life generally and life as in life outside is generally just out of order, then taking up a decluttering activity, even on your desk or even within your your wardrobe or your drawers or whatever it is, it really helps set that balance back one way or another. I do it all the time. I've taught it to our son, so he kind of, when I say it's decluttering time, he knows there are things that are going out, and we don't throw things away, but we know we can pass them on. Other people can repurpose them. Other people can use them. So that is also an activity in compassion for him, and for me to also go through the thing of what I don't need. And there were these tips. Mary Kondo. She's the lady with all the reordering around the house, and I know she had a show. It's just repurposing them in a way, whether if they're hanging on for too long and like out of your wardrobe or on your shelf, you haven't worn it in a year, you're definitely not going to wear it. So give it to someone else. They might as well need it. And I'm not saying I'm a minimalist. So yes, we do have things, but we never overcrowd, even furniture wise, things around the house, tabletops and surfaces. They just don't need to be cluttered, because then that makes me feel cluttered every time I walk in and there's something all around. So yeah, I like to maintain order around the house.
It can cause extra stress, can't it? And
exactly.
I was listening to a podcast this morning, and the guy said, he tried to make it as less stress on himself as possible. So he even shaved his hair so he wouldn't have to be stressed about whether his hair was right.
Yeah.
It was literally shower and go.
Which in essence is that why I call my hair, my hair has her own hair mistress. So I call her the hair mistress, and the way she wants, if she's out of shape today, like the hair mistress was having her way. So I stopped stressing about what shape my hair is taking. The worst case scenario, I'll just put it up in a ponytail and we're good to go. But
Absolutely.
other than that, honestly, there are certain things in life that really, if we declutter our way of living and the things that we pay attention to, our life will become a lot less stressful.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of things we are imposing onto ourselves that need not be, just for the sake of some form of external validation. And that is the part of when you transition from a conscious to a conscious driven life, and realizing what you really care about, what is priority for you, and what you would like to achieve out of your life. And that entails just a lot of things will just fall off, and you'd feel lighter, and you would be happier and more fulfilled with your life.
Yeah, that was a big lesson for me when I got divorced, that I ended up with a whole garage full of clutter.
Yes.
And it was, I just looked at it and went, what value does all this bring to me? I don't need it. Yes. And so since then I have been quite minimalist. I enjoy it. I try not to hang on to things. And if I do feel like I've got too much, then I get rid of it. I can't. And I feel much better for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Honestly.
No. Very good. Right. Just a few more little things from Dave and Steve. Dave says random order is good for me. 4 simple ones together. Okay. And he speaks Chinese. Cantonese, not Patongya. Is that how you pronounce it? Steve says sad. I don't know what he's referring to there. Maybe his randomness. Oh no, Steve says he's not organized. No, we can understand that. We know Steve. And he says he's a salesman. That's his excuse. Dave Moore, declutter, a modern way of saying just tidy that mess up and put your stuff away. Oh yes, parents would always say that.
Yeah, but also put away, like give away stuff you don't need.
Yeah, give away, not hide it away.
No, hide it away. It's not just about it being in order and overflowing. It's about it not being there since you don't need it.
Absolutely. I bet there's a lot of people that have decluttered since they have been at home, self-isolation. And I wonder if businesses will be less cluttered as well after all this. If they see the value that people have been working from home, that they used to value a big office, maybe that's not necessary anymore.
I think that is what we're waiting to see. We're hoping to see out of this is how operations will be streamlined, how effectiveness will be embedded, whether you're talking about your processes within the operation or within your team, and realizing, and really I'm hoping that this is the time, and as we were saying from day one, hoping this is the time that business leaders really look at their team members and look at them from the effectiveness and from the innovation perspective, seeing what they can really bring to the table rather than just within their organizational title. If we do open up our eyes in that sense, you'll find that there are a lot of people that are not used up effectively within the organization. Not used up as in abused, but used up as in you can capitalize on them. They are your resources, and they are contributors to the sustainability and the growth of your organization. And I wish that people really, business leaders especially, and owners, look at people from that perspective. They are not dead weight. They are there for a reason, and they can bring a wealth of knowledge and information and transformability for the organization if they do have a chance. So maybe this is a decluttering in the way that we think, to allow people to bring in more than that is expected of them or anticipated of them.
Superb. Absolutely. I hope it's a big reset button in a way. Yeah. I think it will be an interesting time. Well, it is interesting times now, but to watch it afterwards, to see.
Unfold and the repercussions of it in action.
Well, thank you, Dr. Hannan.
Thank you, Stefan.
It's been great. We should do this more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe once a week we'll have a
There'll
one-on-one.
be some more where some guests have pulled out or forgotten about the invitation. All right, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you guys for giving us some input on the side here. Wish you all the best, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take care.
You too. Bye.